Hello friendly friends! We are going to build Rotbringer Sorcerer in this video. And this is the first time I'm tackling this type of, what you want to call this, clamshell box, these hero boxes. And inside this box you will find the build instructions and a way to paint the miniature, like a tip on how you want to paint it. And over at citadelcolor.com/guides you will find the fully fledged guide on how to paint this miniature. Now, saying that, I am painting this, and it's coming a painting episode where I paint this miniature, and you will be able to buy this miniature painted by me, DiceyGuy, in the near future. And by the way, yeah, the clamshell is holding this instruction inside here, so we need to find a way to open the box a little bit more. But yeah, patreon.com/DiceyGuy. Big thank you to TableTopBattle.no. We have a super deal with them, and a lot of the tires on Patreon you will get 15% off when you buy stuff on TableTopBattle.no. So just saying that, there is one pledge where you get 25 off 2 times. So yeah, it's up for grabs still. I'd really want to reach 100. Now back to the miniature. It's amazing. Look at all the details in it. You have the option of 2 heads, and that's the 2 different builds you can do with this miniature. You can build it with it looks like a fly head, or like it looks like a Palpatine head, and I really like the Palpatine head. And you can see there is a remnants of a lot of stuff in here, like you know, you can see the bells in there and stuff like that. It's so cool. It's a lot of cool details in here. You can have much fun with different colorization of the skin and everything. Now remember, when you are clipping your miniature, there is 2 sides of the clipper, a flat side and a side that's not flat. Use the flat side against the miniature and you will not harm the miniature, and there's a less cleanup to do when you are snipping it up. So now we are just following the instructions. So we are now on page 1, and we are snipping out you know, 1 and 2 from the sprue. There are numbers on the sprue, and you will maybe you can pick up the numbers on the sprue when we go there. This is number 1, I think, and the number 2 is the back side. And hopefully you can see it. You can see the number 2 upside down there. So trying to go as close as I can to the miniature. And actually, now watching it back, I think I maybe was a little hard on the miniature right there, but we are going to clean that up, and it's not going to you're not going to see it at the end of this video. And by the way, yeah, I really want since this is my first how to build and fully assembled video, it's going to be less cutting and a lot of just how I build it and stuff like that. So now I'm using the flatter, the scrape you can buy from Citadel. There are other brands that also have this hard metal that's very good for scraping mold lines. And if you have like a big surfaces, I'm going to go and use my Sharpie knife. I guess you can call it X-Acto knife or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, I really want to have a feedback on if you like the length of the videos, and if this is something you want to see more on this channel. And yeah, I'm going to do the full thing with this miniature. I'm going to build it in this episode. In next episode we are going to paint it, and then you are able to buy a DiceyGuy painted miniature. So it's going to be a full ride for me as well, and see how well you know, this type of project is going, and it's going to be very interesting to see how you guys like it. I use this rocket plastic glue. It is a very thin plastic glue, and plastic glue is different from super glue because it melts the plastic and make it bond in a different way. It's going to weld the plastic to each other, so that's a good thing. So if you building a plastic miniature and you want it to, you know, never go apart, use plastic glue. It's a very good thing. One thing I will come back to at the end of this episode. I was rushing a little bit building this. I should have just taken a little bit more time making the glue stick to each other and really melt and weld each other shut. I was rushing a little bit, so it didn't hold up as good as I wanted, and you will see at the end of the show. So if you are sticking to the end, you can make fun of me, and like yeah, then you have the opportunity to write in the comments, you know, how a noob I am. There's so much details in this miniature, and I really like how a lot of the miniature is echoing how especially in the Nurgle are looking with the different things. Now we are going to take number 3, and that's actually kind of fun little thing because he has like 2 different hands, and you can see there is a lot of tension into the sprue here, so you're almost snapping off stuff from the miniature there. That can be that my clipper is getting old and it's not sharp anymore. So I might have to reconsider and buy a new sharper clipper. Alright, so now we are coming to a little trickier part of the miniature where it's coming to where to clean it up, and be very careful if you are building this one as well, because the parts, you know, extra plastic things you do not want to have in your miniature, you really have to be careful when you are scraping it away. So take your time here and don't rush it. And what you are seeing me doing right now is dry fitting. I'm trying to figure out how the miniature is going to be built. This is a little tip. A lot of the Citadel Warhammer miniatures have intricate ways they are built, so you really want to dry fit and just see how the pieces are going to be connected before you glue it to the miniature, and then try to just put it together how you've seen it work before you glued it. Okay, so now you are going to see me trying to do the same procedure as I did. And you know, it's an extremely intricate part of the miniature, and it's extra. I'm going to leave this thing in the video. I was actually thinking about cutting it out from the video and just show you how it's ideally going to be. But actually here, I don't know what it is, if it's because it's on camera or something. When I was trying to get it to fit as I did with the dry fitting thing, no, it's not working as well as I wanted it to be. So it's I don't know, it is probably because when they are modeling and cutting the miniature up for the sprue, I think they are using, you know, programs, computer programs, so they are kind of not intuitive what you are wanting to build the miniature. So you need to follow the instructions, and you need to do a dry fit and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you get amazing looking miniatures with intricate looks and different poses. You know, a lot of humanoid miniatures coming out of the Citadel, the Warhammer 40k, and, you know, Lord of the Rings, Hobbits, and there is so much different poses and looks to it. It's amazing how creative they are actually making their miniatures. So my hats are off for that. All right, number 8 is coming down now. It's the what you want to call this? It's the, in Norwegian we call it a kommode, or a drawer. Yeah, okay, you're calling it a drawer in English, I think. And this reminds me of old Bretonnian the Knights miniatures from olden days, which I also collect, which I'm a huge fan of. And the questing knight of the Bretonnians have these drawers at the back of their horses. And I was hard thinking about kit batch and make a lot of more. You know, there's so many fun and cool and funny bits on this miniature. You can repurpose and make other miniatures, you know, make things more cool. Not saying that this miniature is not cool, but you know what I mean, or maybe you don't know, and you know, comments down below. Do you know what I mean, or do you don't know what I mean? So if you are following this video 11 minutes in, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm going to make this opportunity to once more thank my sponsors, my camaraderie, my trusty friends over at TableTopBattle.no for this opportunity, sending me these miniatures so we can do this cool little thing here, okay? It's very amazing what we are able to do with a little help from friends. Yeah, this miniature is awesome. It's very nice. There's a little bit cleanups here and there, but you know, it's they have been much better with mold lines not being that bad. Before you had to, you know, scrape mold lines all day, every day. I think there is a less run now. I don't know the numbers, but before they, you know, cranked out miniatures with the same molds for millions of times, and no, they haven't. Okay, now we can see how they are going to fit together. So we're going to try to do that live here on the cameras. All right, so we find the back, and you see this little dot here, so we are going to put a little glue inside that and try to wield it. Now, looking back at this, I totally see that I was a little quick. I should have put glue on the end of this wood stuff as well, not just on the back of the miniature. So you have both sides starting to melt and wheeled into each other. So that's why you see it's not fitting with the same time. So you want that to be, because as I've said before, the glue is acting like acid. It's melting the plastic a little bit, and when plastic then hardens or dries up, it's going to like merge into each other, weld. So now you can see I put glue there like I should have done, and I should have waited a little bit longer, make the glue like the acid dissolve the plastic a little bit more. So it's probably because a video, first time doing this on and you know, I have a lot of excuses. But anyways, and the fit is, it's very good. You know, just follow the instructions. It makes sense when you find the little nooks and crannies you should put the miniature in. And like I said, time is of the essence. It's also when you are painting miniatures, you want to, between, if you're not wet blending, of course, you want different colors to really dry before you put it, before you put another color on top of it, because they are going to bleed into each other and make other colors, which are, you know, in this particular miniature, it's you probably want to have a little bleed effect, because the death and rotten look of flesh, you want to have flesh color, but you want to have purple colors, you want to have pink colors, you want, you know, all the kind of death colors. But yeah, my point is, if you want sharp colors and if you want the the glue to dry properly, you really want to have you may take some time. Take a little time, you know, drink a little coffee or whatever, and come back and do your thing. And now we are coming to the scrolls. Every sorcerer and wizard have scrolls. They are awesome, and they are there's a accessory and necessary accessory for a wizard and a sorcerer. Yes. And this is where you can really brilliant go to town with your painting skills. If you are having a sharp little brush and you steady hand, and or if you have a transfer or something, you can put in a very cool intricate details on the scrolls. And basically, if you want to paint a scroll, like an old looking scroll, you want to use skin colors, and you want to go with a little white, blend it into it to make it look like old yellowy paper. So you want to have this, and then you go over with Agrax Earthshade, or Devil in Mud if you have that, or Reclam Flesh Shade, or you know, some kind of reddish or yellowish shades over that, and you will have this olden look to it. And of course, if you have a little funny bone in you, you will put in a coffee ring or a red wine ring in there as well. So how do you want the types, the typo or the fonts in that scroll to be? You can ponder a little bit about it, or you can just squiggle it with a Micron pen. You can find the Micron pens are very good for, you know, if you want to like dot in your eyes, or if you want to squiggle a little text in there and stuff like that. They are waterproof, I think, and they have a high density of pigment. So that's what you are looking for if you are using a pen, a filter pen. And Micron pens are what I found to be the best, but there maybe are other brands out there also that are good. Just make sure they have a high density pigment in it and do not bleed. And of course, make sure 100% that the paint are dried, like with glue. So here you're going to see what I mean by waiting for stuff to settle down before I put it on the miniature, because when I have finished cleaning this guide, and just as a side note, I'm very sorry for the autofocus here and there. I have manual focus on my camera, and it's actually very hard when you are inside. You are in your groove and you're trying to build your miniature, and you just lose track of, oh, I'm actually filming this. I am. But yeah, this is awesome, and there is a lot of details and like difficult stuff to do here, like the head. I would recommend you to glue the head on first here, because we will see, spoiler alert, at the end of this I'm going to refit the head and stuff, because it's not going to line up. And this underarm of the insectoid thingy here is going to want to grab hold of the staff of the skite. So there's a lot of details here, and also the scrolls are going to be in the way. Oh! Did you see they fly away? That's sorcery. The flying saucer of scrolling away. And yeah, there's a lot of difficulty here, and so I would actually recommend you put on the skite before you put on the scrolls, because the scrolls are not in the way, and also the head. So if you're building this, I would say put on the head and the first, then the skite, and then the scrolls. Just a heads up. And speaking of heads, you have the two options of like an insect head and like a normal with, you know, or a humanoid looking head. So there's that. So yeah, we are now coming to the end of this video. It's almost done building this Nurgle Sorcerer. So comment down below, are you going to buy this yourself and build it? Are you going to try to snatch the DiceyGuy painted Sorcerer when it's available over at Patreon? And now you can see the two heads, the normal head and the insect head. Both are very cool looking, and you know, if you have two sorcerers, there's a good chance you want to have them in a different look. And basically, I think the insect heads are something that you see in a lot of the sprues from Nurgle. So I'm wondering, if you are doing Nurgle, are you the person that makes everything insectoid? That would be kind of cool. I was thinking about I made a demo prints with an insect head. I sold it though, but I was very much thinking about making like everything was having an insect, like The Fly. If you have seen this movie from the 80s, The Fly, I think it's called just The Fly. Very scary movie. Anyways, so yeah, I really just like that look. And you can see here on the underside of the Sorcerer, I should have cleaned it a little bit more up, take away like the plastic that is like protruding out of the flat surface. Okay, let's find the Palpatine head and put it on. Ultimate power! It almost looks like he's screaming that. So yeah, now you can see the full details of those two heads. So limited 2021 it says on the sprue. And flat surface into the head, as close as I can get it. And then we snip it off. And then we just look at it and try to clean it up as good as we can. And now we are coming to the end. I have, as I said, rushed a little bit, so a lot of the head just flied away. So now you can see it's extremely hard to actually fit the head inside there. So yeah, I really would recommend you to put in the head before you put on the skite, especially since the Sorcerer is actually looking over his hand and his skite. So we're going to fiddle a little bit about the positioning, since all the glue is not dried yet, to make it look as it looks on the cover and make it look cool. And here you have him. This is how it's going to look when it's finished build. And it's a very beautiful miniature. So this was taken just after I have built everything. So, and you can see all the details. You have the fingers out of the drawer there. You have the insectoid foot, and you can see the sharp pointy things coming out there. There's just so much small little details that is very cool to look at. So, thank you all for watching this episode, and stay tuned for the painting version of this video. And yeah, all feedbacks are good feedbacks. What more do you want to see from from sprue to glue, kind of a build like this. And a big thank you to TableTopBattle.no and to all my Patreons. You mean the world to me, and consider joining my Patreons. And here you can see all the names of everybody that's a Patreon right now. Thank you so much for being a Patreon of mine. It means a lot. Bye!